Welcome to Schools Challenge TV. We have an action-packed film for you this week.
So you walk into the shop and there is a beautiful array, rank on rank, of shotguns gleaming dully in the gun shop light. How do you choose the right gun for you? We have come to the Oxford Gun Company today to try out different guns, ask the experts and find out. This is the complete guide to buying a gun.
So the first thing we'll ask you is, what are you going to shoot with the gun? If your answer is that it's going to be mainly clay shooting, then we will look at a clay shooting gun. If your answer is that it will be mainly game shooting, then we go on a little bit further and we ask, are you a traditional game shooter that would prefer to shoot with a side-by-side, or do you want to be a game shooter that will shoot with an over and under so you can shoot a few clays for practice as well? So that then gives us an idea of what to show you. The next question we ask is, roughly what is your budget? And we then go look at all the guns in your budget and we try and find the one that fits you the best. Now, the reason we do that is there are two ways you can buy a gun. You can buy a gun because you like the write-ups that you've seen on it, and then you have it altered to try and fit you, or you can buy a gun that fits you as near as possible off the shelf. My recommendation is try and buy a gun off the shelf that fits you as near as possible, because like everything else, the minimum of alterations you need to make to that gun, the better. Now, one of the things that you have to be very wary of when you're buying a gun is the height of the comb. A lot of people assume that the comb height here dictates where the gun shoots. The comb height doesn't. The comb height dictates where your eye is in relation to the rib. Now, if you have a gun that is too low, that really can cause you problems.
Lots of people come into Doug's shop claiming they need one gun or another because they have a master eye problem.
75% of the people that come to us that claim or have been told they have master eye problems don't have a master eye problem. They either have a problem with gun mounting or gun fit. An example that I can give you is if you mount the gun like that and your eye is behind the back of the action, this is because the gun is too low for you. But you then get the expert who will tell you you have a master eye problem. So close your eye. You close your eye, you then lift your head up so you can see. That is not a master eye problem, that is a gun problem. The other problem we have is, again, if the gun is too low, you tend to roll your head over there. So you're looking there and the gun shoots over there. So then you close your eye, then you straighten the head up and you're told you've got a master eye problem. You don't have a master eye problem, you have a gun fit or a gun mount problem. If you get a gun which has got some height in the comb, you will find that half of these problems disappear. So, now that gun, because it's got a bit more height in the comb, will not cause me a problem. Okay? I can look at the clay, I can see right down the rib. Okay? So, the secret is to buy a gun that has some length in the stock and some height in the comb. The other thing we get asked about is stock length. When you fit a gun to somebody, generally your head wants to be about 3 fingers from the front of the comb. So when you mount the gun, that's where your head wants to be. But if you put the gun in your shoulder and roll your head down there, it's in the wrong place anyway. And you can't shorten the stock, you mount the gun correctly. So when you mount the gun correctly, your head is there, and that is a much better fit. So part of selling somebody particularly their first gun is not only to make sure the gun fits them, but also to sort out their stance and gun mounting. And that's something that if you go to a shooting school to buy a gun, they can sort out for you. Obviously a gun shop finds it a little bit more difficult because if you go to a high street gun shop, they can't take you out on the shooting range and try a gun, which you can do here.
Well,
Someone who has quite specific requirements for a gun is Commonwealth Games double trap gold medalist Stephen Walton. He's here to explain what kinds of guns trap shooters look for.
in sporting, obviously you use very light, like shorter stock so you can get the movement in the barrels and stuff like this really. Obviously rabbits and different targets. In trap shooting, because it's a very focused target, obviously going away target, even if it's double trap, down the line or anything really. At the minute I'm shooting a Maruku trap gun. Obviously here now, just a few little things really. Obviously a bigger forehand, so you can get more of a grip on the target, so you're more in control of the target. In sporting you can be a bit more flexible to the movement of the gun, but in trap shooting, like I say, it's very focused, so you need to be nice and rigid, but smooth onto the target, okay? In the stock of mine, I've raised it really highly, so when you're shooting a pattern plate, the target isn't 50-50 like it would be on a sporting gun, of shooting where you're looking. In trap shooting, you want it to have a little bit higher, so you raise the comb a little bit higher than normal. So you're shooting, say, 80% high, so when you move on to the target, you've always got sight of the target, okay? But you're still giving it the lead, obviously, but because it's shooting high, but you see the target in case it gets wind affected, so you can move on to it all times, shoot the target and watch it break.
So let's watch Steve put this advice into practice. He takes his choice of gun out to the ground. He shoots. He scores.
And now we have the Schools Challenge news.
New 2014 clay shooting series, the Rosini Classic, offers a great new clay shooting format using a compact layout and an incredible £9,000 worth of prizes in two categories, the Open and TSC Under-21s, offering prizes down to 5th place in both. Qualifying rounds take place at the Breedon Festival of Shooting in Breedon School on Monday the 5th of May, the Oxford Gun Company Open Days on Saturday the 14th of June and Saturday the 27th of September, and the Grand Rosini Classic Final will be on Saturday the 18th of October at the Oxford Gun Company. The Browning Open 2014 is another new format for this year with an amazing £4,000 worth of prizes. This competition is for a 100 birds sporting and will be held on Friday the 30th of May at the Oxford Gun Company. The competition must be shot with either a Browning, Maruku or a Winchester shotgun. It will have two categories, the Open and TSC category, with prizes down to 3rd place. Also on offer is the famous Browning Rabbit Mania. You know the Schools Challenge offers one of the biggest prize pots in British shooting? Well, it's just got bigger. The total TSC 2014 prize fund is now up to £45,000 and the first two events are only just around the corner, so be quick, book yourself in. Give Rosie a call on 01844 238 308 for more information or go to theschoolschallenge.co.uk to download an entry form and newsletter. The Stratstone Super 7 final is coming up on the 21st of February. Shot at the Royal Berkshire Shooting School, top prize is a supercar. Nearly 500 entries fought it out for the 20 places in the final. George Digweed is one of the 20. The winner will get a Stratstone supercar as well as receiving a Rolex watch courtesy of David Duggan and £2,000 worth of really wild clothing. Good news for shooters in the run-up to the Commonwealth Games and crucially to Rio 2016. UK Sport announces that British shooting is to receive a funding increase. It's going up from £2.9 million to £3.2 million and has left the nation's sport of target shooting in great shape as it plans for further medal success in Rio and Tokyo. The announcement shows a clear recognition of British shooting's plans and will enable the sport to build on Peter Wilson's outstanding gold medal achievement at London 2012. The qualification system and the quota places distribution table for the Rio 2016 Olympic Games have been released by the International Shooting Sports Federation, or ISSF. There will be a total of 366 quota places for the 31st Olympiad, which ISSF will distribute in special qualifying competitions between the 1st of August 2014 and the 31st of March 2016. Well, that's how well everyone else is doing. Now it's competition time for you, the Schools Challenge TV viewer.
We have the results to our Schools Challenge TV competition, thanks to Keith Holland and Associates and Breedon School. The question was, what anniversary is Keith Holland and Associates celebrating this year? The answer was 25 years, and the person that won it was Nick Brown. If Nick Brown would like to give Rosie a call at the Oxford Gun Company on 01844 238 308, you will be eligible for your prize. Well done and congratulations.
If you are thinking of buying a gun, how about this for a make? It's Rizzini.
I position Rizzini actually firmly from the middle upwards. Yes, we do have, or rather Rizzini does have a custom shop element where they can basically build you guns to fulfill every dream and fantasy that you might have. But they do start fairly and squarely in that middle market. The key that Rizzini has is they have considerable years of experience. They've been in business for over 50 years now. It's still a family-run company. They answer to themselves, so they set their own strategy. And most of them, if not all, are keen shots of both types. So Giuseppe Rizzini is a renowned clay pigeon shot in his own right in Italy. So the input that he can bring into the manufacturing process is absolutely key, and develop a product which is specifically suited for the competition shooting.
And your guns, you've got everything from a clay gun down to game guns. Just
Yes.
pick a couple up and just tell us a little bit about it and what they have to offer.
That's fine. Let me start then with this one here, which is the Rizzini Premier. This is in the middle of their clay competition gun range. So we have a classic sporting stock configuration. The action is a very solid action, unembellished. It's got the gold Rizzini name and then the name underneath, the model name itself underneath. It's pretty, but they don't put the money, frankly, into the action finish. It's the real research has gone in here into the mechanism itself. We have matte blued barrels and a palm swell on the stock. This gun's available principally in 12 bore, but they do make a 20 and a 28 bore action for those people who want to shoot those specific calibers in competition. The key to this, it's available in 28, 29, 30, 31 and 32, even 34 inch, which is the one that we happen to have here. It ticks the box of a particular fashion that we're seeing nowadays for the very longer barrel guns, which indeed some people are now actually using out on the game field for the very tall birds. So it fits into a very classic configuration. The proof of any pudding is in the eating, and when we take this out and shoot it, we'll see what I mean.
What about the other guns that you do? You've got some very pretty
Yes,
guns here.
indeed. It's interesting that Rizzini are probably one of the fewer makers of that size in Italy that specialise very much in an English-style game gun configuration. So you have a solid rib, obviously solid side ribs as well, and the stock itself with his rather pleasant half-pistol grip with the rounded knob on it, finished off with a very elegant wooden heel plate. All these go together to emulate what would otherwise be your classic English-built gun, but of course at a fraction of the price, which is one of the great advantages of taking an Italian gun of this type.
The biggest thing that we've got, which has just been launched, is we've got the Rizzini Classic.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
And the top TSC winner
Yes.
and the top Open gets
Yes.
to win one of these.
I think really the main attraction from our point of view is that we wanted people to know that Rizzini in Italy is famed just as much for their competition guns as it is for their game guns. Now the competition market is, and by its very nature, extremely competitive. There's a lot of brands out there, but we saw the Schools Challenge and the Rizzini Classic as a wonderful vehicle for us to be able to put the Rizzini brand in the hands of a lot of people. Now, we feel that the first prizes in the two parts of the competition, namely of a premier shotgun, which will be made actually specifically for the individual who wins. So he or she will be able to specify barrel length, barrel weight, type of stock and so on, will give people a chance to actually use one of these guns on the clay circuit. And use is is one of the most important ways of actually getting to understand the product itself.
That was Schools Challenge TV. For more information on what you've seen in this programme, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on Facebook.